G'day, everybody! How's it going out there? Well, I had a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm back. I'm back and definitely a lot of stuff has been going on since I've been gone, so I better get to it because there's a lot of videos to do. Now, but first, there was a comment, and I read the comments because there's not that many of them, thankfully. My brain hasn't completely been eroded by the comment section yet. There was one that I read that was interesting and has an interesting little take on my character and the issue that they have with it, which I think is fair enough. They pointed at my ears and they go, your ears, they act as if you're hanging upside down. And to that, it's like, well, since I'm a kangaroo and I live like the complete opposite side of the planet of Australia, clearly it's because I'm upside down from where Australia is. And, the ears are just acting normally because I'm upside down from Australia. But no, I mean, since you asked so nicely, I can always just tweak that a little bit. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this live without messing things up. Here we go. There we go. There's one right there, and I can grab. Nope, that didn't work. Doing it live. Come on. Hard doing it in a mirror, because, you gotta remember that you're in a mirror. Come on. My hands are big enough to reach. There we go. No, the right one's fine. The left one, there we go. Stage left is having a problem. There we go. Is that better? Do you like that hairdo better? Yeah. Put me on the spot there. Anyways, it's the first time you've seen the back of my ears. How scandalous. Anyways, let me know if you prefer the ears low and wobbling to and fro. That being said, back to the story at hand. Early on in the early part of this year, new beginnings for one of the top 8 furry conventions of Megaplex. Megaplex released a notice on their system that they have hired a new staff. They have a new chairman. Well, hired a new chairman basically leading the staff. In the following letter. Megaplex Leadership Update 2026. Hold on to your butts, folks, because just like in Jurassic Park, where life finds a way to evolve and roar into the future, our organization is embarking on an exciting new chapter. We're thrilled to announce that Alan is stepping up as our new convention chairman. This is Jurassic Park 3 reference. See, I'm doing it too. I'm in the mood. Ready to guide us through the thrilling adventures ahead of the precision of a Velociraptor strategy. Oh my God. Try it again. Take 2. Ready to guide us through the thrilling adventures with the precision of a Velociraptor strategy. Well, I think precision of a Velociraptor would have done. You didn't have to add strategy there. But anyways, meanwhile, Castor is taking the reins as our organizational president, channeling that indomitable T-Rex energy to lead us forward with strength and vision. But before we charge into this new era, let's give a massive earth-shaking roar of thanks to Blitzen. For years, he's been our bedrock, sparing no expense, keeping the entire operation running smoothly. Now, most of you right now are saying, whoa, Tantra, you said that wrong. And I was like, nope, no, I didn't. That's how it's spelled. In the journalist team, they would call it SIC. Asses in source. Sparring no expense, keeping the entire operation running smoothly. His instrumental contributions have kept our park thriving, dodging asteroids and outsmarting chaos at every turn. I was about to say, what is asteroids? Oh yeah, dinosaurs, never mind. We're eternally grateful for his dedication and the legacy he's created. Stay tuned for more Dynamite updates. This is just the beginning of an epic reboot. Yeah, and just like Jurassic Park's epic reboot, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Anyway. Get that out of my face. Um, that being said, wasn't very long. Just like Jurassic Park, it wasn't very long until things went a little bit awry. Not about a week and a half later, Megaplex had to release a little apology note on February 9th of 2026. As many of you did this morning, we learned about the email that had been sent out to some of our staff artists. Our new art lead had compiled a list of artists they wanted to speak with for a variety of reasons, and this list was mistaken as an immediate termination list. This email was not only inappropriate, but completely unprofessional and hurtful to our artists, and we need to make this right for them. It was sent out without any review or permission given from our executive team. Steps have been taken, including an immediate implementation of additional HR oversight, so that mistakes like this will not be repeated. Our new president and our new chairman are handling this issue personally, and the affected artists are being reached out to in order to provide a personal apology and engage with them as originally intended. Obviously, words can only go so far, and we must now prove to you with our actions our dedication to our community and our artists. We understand the skepticism of many artists, dealers, and members of our community and appreciate the opportunity to prove that these aren't just words. Sincerely, Megaplex leadership. So, what went on there? Well, or what message were they talking about? So, as it came to find out, there was a person who was an artist for Megaplex for over a decade. And they received one of these termination letters, and they shared that particular termination letter with social media. Now, when that person originally posted that, they redacted the thing, and this is by Artsy Annals Blue Sky Social. They said this isn't what you do to somebody who volunteered for almost 10 years. My art is quote unquote not on par. I give up. This year has been so horrible, one after another. This was the last slap on the face I can take. Con name's been redacted. So in it, they have a screenshot, and the screenshot of the letter says, "Thank you for your interest in rejoining staff at," redacted, but every time I say redacted, it's Megaplex, basically. After careful review with the art, and people didn't take too long to find that out, by the way. Like, social media was pretty much like right on top of it. It's like, oh, this is Megaplex. Right. Like, I don't know how they did it. I'm kind of curious as to that, but it was found out pretty quickly that it was Megaplex. So it didn't take too long for this situation to kind of like go up with like in things like that. After careful review with the art lead, we have determined your current art style is not on par with what Megaplex would like to offer its attendees, and for this reason, you will not be welcome back to staff with Megaplex for the year of 2026. This decision was made carefully by review of the art lead and HR. You may reapply for future events with an updated portfolio. We recognize the effort you put into your application, and we want to express our gratitude for your interest in joining Megaplex. We appreciate your understanding and wish you success in your future endeavors. If you have any questions or would like feedback on your application, feel free to reach out at our HR department at probably the email address. Thank you for once again considering Megaplex. Best regards, Megaplex Human Resources. So they went from sparring no expense to fighting for every dollar, it seems. Anyway, but that's kind of, and that was kind of the funny thing about it to me a little bit, like the sort of tongue-in-cheek funniness about it. It's like, sure, like that artist thing is subpar, but this letter, I mean, the guy was having fun. I can't blame him for it, but like, sparring no expense, and also like velociraptor strategy instead of like just saying precision of a velociraptor, and just like getting rid of the apostrophe S in strategy. Like, there is art form, but it's like, if that's what's par to you, glass houses and stones, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, but luckily, that did kind of go through, and it looks like the particular convention, is trying to make amends for that particular situation. I've worked for a company that is very much like logistics, and I can understand cross wires, and I've dealt with crossed wires in my day, but like, how do you confuse a list of artists that you want to talk to with a termination list? That just to me is like, that's crazy. Like, how do you it's like, hey, we just want to talk. We just want to talk to this person. Oh, you mean you want to fire them? Yeah, no, we just want to talk. Oh, we're going to fire them. We're going to fire them. It's like, how do you cross that wire? Like, I mean, maybe it is the perfect storm, as it were. Like, like Jurassic Park. Just took one rogue employee, and they're getting away with that Baracel can while everyone's distracted with trying to run PR. Anyways, so Megaplex, obviously running a big convention, you can kind of have issues like that come up every once in a while, and errors and blunders. So, this one was relatively tame on those kind of blunders, other than obviously to the artists themselves. It's not tame. And that's why a lot of furries stood up and said, this is not okay. And, the convention was quick to correct that mistake. So it's always good to always treat the mistakes as a big problem, even if they are mediocre, like mid problems, because that's how mid problems remain mid problems and not become bigger problems, is people being vigilant and sticking up for people. So it's great that had happened, and it's good to see that hopefully they're moving in the right direction, because we want to see our conventions succeed and not make our artists sad, because sad artists make sad rue, and I don't want to be sad. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Kick that like, kick the subscribe button, kick a comment in the comment section, talk about my hair, my ears, or if you too spar no expense in your life, because that's why you gotta get kicking, is so that you can spar no expense. Anyways, have a good one, guys.